to what's next? Enoch. Did I already go to Enoch 95? Enoch. No. Enoch 95, 6 to 9. Enoch 95, 6 to 9. Enoch 95, 6 to 9. Okay, so Zion has been slaughtered, the wicked of Zion. Zion has been redeemed, cleansed up, empowered. Things have been restored. They have gotten back their inheritance. They have dominionship again. And now we can't forget about judgment. So this is also that's going to take place in the millennial reign, because some people that hurt Zion grievously, they want justice. Just like in Revelation it says, when the saints they cry under the altar of incense, they say, "How long will thou not avenge us?" So yes, Zion does want justice. So this is Enoch chapter 95, 6 to 9. Also, and so judgment shall overtake you sinners. Fear not these sinners, ye righteous. So it's telling Yah is saying, don't fear the unjust, ye righteous. For again will Yah deliver them into your hands. Yah is saying, I'm going to deliver them into your hands, that ye may execute judgment upon them according to your desire. So after Yah renew our heart, Zion's heart, put in his law, statutes, and commandments, they're going to be fully endowed to issue out judgments and consequences. So that's one thing that they're going to do. Some judgments of things that needed to be judged. Now we're gonna go to got about 6 more verses. Now we're gonna go to Isaiah chapter 49, 22, 24. Isaiah 49, 22 to 24. Now I skipped over these particular verses when we were in Isaiah 49 because I wanted to save it for now. This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 22 to 24. Thus saith Yah, behold, I lift up mine hand to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms. So the Gentiles will be carrying the children of Zion, their children, shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. So you remember it's 2 sets of Gentiles from Isaiah chapter 14. It's the ones that cleave and it's the ones that go into servitude. The ones talking about right here, they're going to be on the shoulders. They're going to be the Gentiles that are doing Yah will, and they cleave to Zion. Verse 23, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and thy queen and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am Yah. For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. Shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or the lawful captive dwell it? Meaning right here, in verse 24, Yah is saying right here, what I say is going to be. Who going to stop it? Who going to come in here and take the food from me? This is what he's saying in verse 24. But this is just showing that all nations will reverence also his elect, the Hebrew Israelites. Now we're going to go to chapter in Revelations chapter 3, Revelations chapter 3, verse 9. So those Gentiles will come on, and bowing down before the Hebrew Israelites, on behalf of Yah, and whatnot. Now we're going to go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Now this is Revelations chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which are the Edomites in Jerusalem right now. That's the synagogue of Satan. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, Hebrew Israelites, and to know that I have loved thee, Zion. So our brother Edom will bow before our feet, but bow before the Hebrew Israelites' feet, and show great reverence. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works, and thy tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. That's talking about the Khazarian Jewish people that are in the land right now. Just to emphasize that that's going to be their future, and to enlarge this is talking about also Obadiah. We talked about this last night. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15 on down. Obadiah chapter 1. Not 15, 10. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10 to 18. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, Edom, and thou, Edom, shall be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, Hebrew Israelites' forces, and foreigners, Gentiles, entered into his gates of Jerusalem, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. Edom helped divide Jerusalem when Edom had no right to Jerusalem, Esau. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people, Jerusalem, in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their afflictions in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou, Edom, have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So they was making sure they got every last Hebrew Israelite out of that land. They made sure of that, Edom. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. What is the day of Yah? That's the millennial reign. It's the beginning of the millennial reign. For the day of Yah is upon the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. And this is talking about the Gentiles that did Zion wrong. Because remember, in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2, it's talking about two sets of Gentiles. The Gentiles that have submitted to Yah, and the Gentiles that have done Yah's people wrong. They have forwarded the affliction. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk up my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessors. And this goes back to Isaiah 14, the ones that did Zion wrong. And you can also read about that in Psalms chapter 83, the nations that decided to go against Zion. They made a covenant with each other to go against Zion, but these nations will be Zion's possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be fired, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, our brother, Hebrew Israelites' brother from Esau, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yah has spoken. So after millennial reign, all the descendants of Esau, Edom, will be gathered together and be no more. They will be put to death. That full nation will be destroyed. Okay, two more scriptures in Revelation, chapter 22. Revelations 22, verse 1 to 5. Revelations chapter 22, verse 1 to 5. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yah, and the Lamb, Yahusha, in the midst of the street of it. And on either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bears 12 manner of fruit, and yield her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Yah and of the Lamb, Yahusha, shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no night there, and there need no candles, neither light of the sun, for Yah giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. Revelations 7, verse 9 to 17. Revelations verse 7 to 9 to 17. Revelation 7, 9 to 17. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds. It's talking nations to Gentiles, kindreds to Hebrew Israelites, and people, and the tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our El, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb, Yahusha. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders, and the four beasts. And look at that. All the Gentiles are going to be working in Jerusalem. They'll be walking around angels. They'll be walking around Michael, Gabriel, you know what I'm saying? Because Yahusha going to be here, the angels going to be here. That's what I'm saying. Like, working in Jerusalem is a big deal. That's not a small thing, being a servant in Jerusalem. It's a big deal. Everybody ain't going to say, yeah, I was talking to Michael the other day, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders, and four beasts, and fell before the throne on their face, and worshiped Yah. So it's just not like we was reading in Isaiah when the Gentiles came before Zion, and they bowed on their feet. Even the angels bowed before Yahusha Mashiach. So it's humility. You know what I'm saying? And if people got a problem with humility, there's always hell. There's always that option. Saying, Amen, Hallelujah, blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our Yah forever and ever. Hallelujah. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest? And he said to me, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of Yahusha. Therefore are they before the throne of Yah, and serve him day and night in the temple, and he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb, Yahushua Mashiach, which is in the midst of the throne, shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of water, and Yah shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. This is the true experience of the millennial reign for Hebrew Israelites. So I pray that the word went out
Hallelujah.
in truth and sincerity,